Radio Hereford FC, the only station with full match commentaries of the Bulls, every game, every week.
Well, hello again, and welcome to We're Going Down the Pub with me, Frank Williams, and the evergreen Mr. Simon Wright, our ground guide guru.
Yes, thank you.
We're here in the Wagon and Horses. It's a Sunday night in the Wagon and Horses, and it's getting a little bit packed, so we have true sound effects in the background of people getting
We're talk very fast to get it through.
very drunk. Well, not quite. Before we start talking about the match at Weymouth, which is the 23rd of September, I can tell you a little bit about what Radio Hereford FC are going to be doing on the Friday night, because we're all travelling down during the day on Friday, and we thought we would do another Going Down the Pub live. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to find a suitable venue in order to do that. We could have found venues, but not central to Weymouth. So what we've invented is something we're calling radio bombing. Now, radio bombing is where we've got a portable unit that we can take. It's only a laptop and a mixer and a couple of microphones that we can take, battery operated, and we can take it almost anywhere. So we're listening. You've heard of photo bombing?
Yes.
What we're going to do, radio bombing.
I'm intrigued by this concept.
Around the pub. So there are a number of excellent pubs in town, but we want to take ones that are sort of fairly close together. Radio bombing, it's a new venture. It's been invented by us. It's basically turning up and doing an off-the-cuff live broadcast with any supporters we come across on our journeys. To find out where we will be, you'll need to tune in on your phone to Radio Hereford FC at 7:45 p.m, and we will confirm our whereabouts and where we will be going to next. Right? Now, if you're at home listening in, our programme starts, as I said, at 7:45, and we'll continue with breaks, musical interludes when we traverse from one pub to another throughout the evening. There are three pubs that we know quite well, and they're fairly close together, near the Harbour Bridge. And we will probably, but not necessarily, be using them. The first one we'll probably start off in the Wetherspoons. Now, there are two Wetherspoons, as you'll find out later. The one we're going to start off is near the town bridge, and it's a Swan in St Thomas's Street. It's literally 100 yards from the town bridge. That's an elevating bridge, by the way, that allows yachts out of the marina. Very nice. Late September, if the weather's nice, it should be a very pleasant place to be. Yeah. So that's where we will probably start off, the Swan in St Thomas Street. Of course, a lot of this is dependent on whether we get a good 4G signal or not.
Oh,
right. But anyway, that is something. Yeah, that's.
And we don't drop the equipment along the way.
Or in the harbour. Then a short hop over the Harbour Bridge, turn left into Trinity Road, and you'll find the King's Arms. It's only about 200 yards from the Wetherspoons, actually, but it's the other side of the bridge. That will be likely to be our second bomb site. And then further along, another 100 yards along the harbour edge, the Old Rooms Inn on Cove Row. We will certainly bomb that. If it's fine, there is a great outdoor seating area under big canopies, which can be rather nice, and it overlooks the marina, which is very pleasant. Remember, tune in at 7:45, whether you're in Weymouth or whether you're snuggled up at home, or if you're going to come down the following morning, you can get a little bit of the atmosphere of what it's like to be at the seaside late September in the British Isles. We'll be there.
Yes, it's a cultural experience, isn't it?
The bombing team that we know of so far, we've got Wing Commander Keith Hall from Hereford and Worcester will be with us. Myself, Flight Lieutenant Frank Williams, Chief Navigator Mr. Simon Wright, Pilot Officer Mike Baldwin, and Tail Gunner Joni Roberts will be there, and plus other non-commissioned ranks will be with us.
That sounds lethal team, doesn't it?
Well, it does. In more ways than six. Right, fine. That's that. Look out for details of that on Facebook, on our Facebook page. We've already put it up. It's the leading article tonight on Bulls News.
Is it really?
It absolutely is.
Oh my.
I know.
Just drop me pen in shock. Yeah.
At least you didn't drop it in your beer. That's one thing. Right,
Yeah.
okay, serious now.
Yes, indeed.
Serious club.
Serious
Weymouth.
Club. That's right, exactly. And we must initially say big thank you for Nick Jones for being our ground guy volunteer. We have been a little bit short this season, so thank you, Nick, for taking on quite a few for us. But as you said, Weymouth are a serious club with serious history, and they've got their own history book to prove it.
I've seen it's quite a weighty volume, isn't it?
Yes, it's a shame it's radio, really, because it's a bit
Well, it's
weighty on the
A4
audience.
size,
but yeah,
and it's got to be a centimetre and a half thick.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a centimetre. How many pages is that?
Oh, at least a couple of hundred, I would have thought. I don't think a page number.
The pages aren't them. Well,
No.
that's
No, but
so you can remove pages from it, and nobody
nobody
will know.
noticed.
Exactly,
Yeah. Nigel Biddlecombe is the statistician and runs the club shop, which is a lovely club shop.
Apparently, that book was produced because their history has been destroyed by fire.
Yes, that's right. This guy
All
took
their
it on
historical
himself
documents.
to start from scratch and create a.
So it might be an act of fiction, of course.
Of course it could, yeah.
Lots of it might be made up.
Oh, you can't
I mean,
say that to a statistician. They get very annoyed.
They say the history goes back to about 1859, which is only sort of 1 minute before 7 o'clock, isn't it?
Oh, you love that line, don't you? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm just
Some
going to...
facts. Give us some
Yeah,
facts.
just a few facts, okay. Weymouth went full-time professional for 6 years in the 1920s as a Southern League club.
Yep.
Because Southern League was a very, very big league then. They played Man United in the FA Cup at Main Road in 1949.
Okay.
That's because Old Trafford was bombed. It wasn't usable. 1960.
That's radio bombing on a big scale, isn't
That's
it, really?
massive, yeah.
We'll have to call the Luftwaffe in over Weymouth on the 22nd, see if they can help us out.
Oh, good. Yeah, I like understand.
They have reached the fourth
They
round.
have, yes, 1962 FA Cup fourth round, which is impressive. You think that's as far as Hereford's ever got?
Absolutely.
So, in 2003, they appointed a certain Steve Claridge as manager and threw lots of money at making Weymouth successful. But instead, they ended up with very big debts.
Didn't Ben Smith
He did
go to Weymouth?
Yes, he did. He did.
He
yes. Yeah, they were throwing money around left, right, and centre at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it didn't.
There'd be quite a big section in his journeyman about
It's
that, if you
very
want more.
good, very good reading. And well, it's a familiar scenario. Big debts, nearly closed down. Been struggling ever since. Really, got relegated at the conference in 2008. Relegated again following year, and they've been in what is now our league since 2010. Haven't even got close to the playoffs, never mind promotion. So they have been stagnated for quite a while. Their current ground, this surprised me a bit actually. It's opened in 1987. I have been there and I thought it was a lot older than that. They managed to get Man United to come along and be the first opposition. But we did the same thing really, didn't
we had FC United, yeah,
exactly. That's better really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's out of town ground, 2 miles from the town centre. Number 3 bus will get you there, but remember to get off at Hereford Road, which seems rather
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that it's so far out of town is the main reason that we're not doing a live going down the pub. When we did one at Bidford, of course,
It was
we
Bidford
were
town
right.
centre,
We were
wasn't
at the
it?
club, right in the middle of town. A 3-minute walk from Wetherspoons, which was quite handy. But,
Not
it
for
is
this
out
one.
of town.
Yeah, I mean, if you're driving there, you don't have to go in the town centre at all. But yeah, number 3 bus or pay £6 for a taxi, according to Nick.
Yeah.
The official capacity, it's a big ground by our standards, 6,600, and they average 500-600 people.
But they look lost in
Well,
there.
they do. I mean, I went there when I was on holiday in the area a few years ago, and she said 500 people in that ground look lost. It just makes it look like a big old barn of a place. Remember old Lee RMI or Wigan Athletic Springfield Road? A few people dotted here and there. It looked awful, to be honest. But however, Nick Jones was impressed. I guess we've got used to thinking that Hereford have the best ground in every league that we play in, but we've got some serious competition now at this level.
It's not having the best ground. It's having the iconic one, and it's actually filling it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm liking that point. Okay, I'm liking that. Weymouth's defence, they do have covered stands on all 4 sides.
Yeah, but 3.5 of those are never used.
Well, they do. They're just well spaced out, you know. You have to shout to your neighbour. Their stand that holds 900 people, which is big enough to hold, you know, their average gate basically, and more besides. Now, when Nick met them, I think this was back in July, their plans at the time were to segregate all Hereford supporters onto one terrace. And we were going to get our own beer tent, which is okay, fair enough, and our own burger van, which frankly take or leave. But, you know, there was no seats. And that really didn't seem very sensible. Thankfully, and this is pretty much hot off the press, Martin Watson, our esteemed secretary, said yesterday, I think discussions are being held, and Weymouth will kindly give us 80 seats.
Oh, that's how generous.
They have to be pre-booked, so you need to ring Hereford FC, and they'll sort them out for you.
Yeah. Now, one interesting thing that we put down here: there is actually no legal entitlement to seats at this level.
No, there isn't. I was surprised, but that's the law. So,
however, there is a requirement in the ground grading for a minimum number of seats,
exactly.
But they don't have to be allocated to visiting supporters. Mind you, we take up most of them with our radio gear, so it doesn't matter. Presumably, there'll be enough space for us to. It'll be difficult for us to be able to get ambient microphones around. I mean, yesterday we had so much background noise because the directors were all around us.
Oh, you know,
it was going on to our normal microphones. But you know, some of the grounds, you think, where are we going to get some nice ambient sounds in the background? A bit like this pub. There's a lot of ambience. There's a lot of ambience in this pub at the moment.
We're almost shouting here, but not to worry. Okay, and we always do like to mention the Disables. Disables, they are going to be accommodated at pitch side level with our supporters on the terrace. They've got
hang on, before you carry on, I just think they've got a 900-seater stand, and their gates average about 500. Right? So, and what about? How are they going to give us any seats when on an average day they have 400 spare, which is twice as many as most clubs in this league have got in total?
I absolutely agree with you, Frank.
I'm sorry to sort of go back.
No, you're right. I think
I mean, a 900-seater stand is.
We can put the whole gate in it. Yeah, we should good. Even for us, probably.
And some barbed wire.
Yeah. You know, why we're complicating it, I don't know.
They could actually segregate part of that.
Yes, they could.
I would have thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
It's all a bit strange, but. At Disables, there's accessible toilets. They've got a separate disabled entrance, which they go in. It's near the main stand. You go through there, and you go right through to the front of the terrace where our supporters are.
Yeah, and presumably they're now going to find them some seats.
Well, if they're in chairs, they probably don't want seats necessarily. Right. They have to get up steps. But
parking, loads of.
Yeah, there's loads of it. There's a huge car park around the ground. £2 a time. Please use it though, because parking on the surrounding streets is very strongly discouraged. Right. There's a police station nearby, and you know, you really don't want to take that risk. Admission, it's a sort of top end for our division. £11 adults, £8 for OAPs, and kids £3. Actually, not that cheap, really, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Refreshments. Well, it's whatever they're going to be at, basically, whatever they deign to serve us. Hopefully not John Smith's again. They do have a club bar, but we're not going to be able to access it. Well, you might be able to in the seats, perhaps, but not from the terrace. I have been in that club bar. It's a bit basic anyway.
Right.
And there's no pubs near the ground either, so it's going to be a jolly day. But however,
best to enjoy yourself in town.
Oh, absolutely, I think so.
And of course, those of us who are going on Friday will enjoy ourselves in town on Friday night, as you already know, and also on the Saturday night, and in my case, also the Sunday and the Monday
You
as well.
are really going for it, aren't you? Okay. Right, well, I will stress these recommendations, not by me, but by Nick Jones, okay? So people might actually go. Okay, the Boot Inn, it's in a good beer guide, in the high street, 10 beers, including Marston's, Ringwood, and 7 guests. I'm not going to sound of that. The Globe Inn at East Street, also
that's another good
guide.
one.
Yeah. Dartmoor Jail, sounds a bit strange. St Austell, Cornish, and Proper Job. I'm quite a fan of Proper Job. Plus Yeah, okay. Sniggering
I
in the
don't know
background.
about your personal problems.
Thrown off my stroke there. They've also got a couple of choices from local smaller suppliers. It's great. And it's Thatcher's cider, Thatcher's cheddar. I'm not familiar with that one, but I suppose people might like the Somerset stuff. Who knows? And we've already mentioned Two Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Splendid Swan. The other one is the William Henry, just off the seafront. That's also very central. So you can't go wrong in Weymouth. There's so much
pubs very near the ground. And remember, the Swan near the town bridge is we're at 7:45 on Friday night.
Yeah.
We're going to kick off our radio bombing of the local hostelries.
This could be spectacular.
All three of those pubs I have visited in the recent past, and they are excellent and very warm, very welcoming.
That's very noble of you to do that.
The thing is, you see, they are used to tourists.
Of course,
the whole town, down by the harbour, they are used to. They cater for tourists, and what we are on that Friday night is not football fans, hooligans, scarves waving, chanting, that sort of thing. We are tourists, and we will be made ever so welcome. And our little radio bombing will do nothing more than to add to the ambience and to give them some extra needed cash. So do join us. 7:45.
That's really well put.
7:45 we start radio bombing. Day trip only with Reg. He's not going the night before, but the coach details for this trip are already up on the Hereford Away Day Facebook page, as are all the away grounds that we're visiting up to the end of September and into October as well.
Indeed.
By rail, it would be stupid.
Well, we didn't even look at it. There's engineering works going on. It's just not worth looking at it, is it?
From London, though.
Yeah, trains run from Waterloo, so
to Weymouth.
Yep, you're well away. Okay, it's a bit of a hike. I mean, everybody knows it's a bit of a hike to Weymouth. 150 miles from the Shire. I think it's longer for us, isn't it? 170 odd from that country.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a very interesting. I'm going down with Keith, and he's going to have all the radio gear in the back of his thing. I'm going to drop it off after the midweek match, whether it's a replay or whether it's against Westfield, and I will get the train from Cradling to Hereford for about £7, and then I will be whisked away
at high speed.
Well, probably. I doubt whether Hereford and Worcester are going to give Keith one of their nice radio cars for a whole weekend, are they?
Oh, really? Gosh, would have thought. Who knew BBC vehicles could move that quickly?
Keith, yeah, absolutely. And he's not having to use his own car, but he will be for this one. So we're looking forward to that. Look, hope you can join us on the Friday night.
Come on down.
Do join us for the match on Saturday. And again, if you're staying over on the Saturday evening, we will stay at we might do a live broadcast from their bar after the match. But of course, the whole match, there will be live match commentary anyway on Radio Hereford FC. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We'll catch you again soon for our podcast about Frome. We'll have a discussion about that, about what it is, in actually only a few moments' time, because after we've recorded this one, we're recording that one. Thanks very much for listening. We'll catch up with you again very, very soon.
Boston, huh?
This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls. Match Day Live.